If you guys are looking to buy or sell any of your FIFA 23 Ultimate Team coins in preparation for Team of the Season, check out u4gm.com and use code ELITE at checkout. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today we are talking about best investments as we get closer to Premier League Team of the Season and the Guaranteed TOTS pack. I'm also going to be talking about 3 different leaked SBCs that we're going to see over the next week that we can make investments in as well. So if you're excited to make some coins, don't forget to drop a like on the video and let's hop right into it. So first of all, Joel Linton does only have 3 days left, and it does relate to a little bit of today's video because there is a player that is leaked to come in a squad building challenge over the next week that could get a good link to this Joel Linton card, and that player is Alan Saint-Maximin. Now, if you watched yesterday's video, you saw us talk about him a little bit with links to Bruno Guimaraes and to Alexander Isak. Both of those cards are still good investments, in my opinion, as a lot of people are going to complete this squad building challenge right here. It's going to have high pace, high dribbling. It's going to have 5-star skills, and it'll probably have 4-star weak foot, if I had to guess. And with some other good stats like shooting, passing, and physicality, if they boost him enough, this could be one of the sweatiest cards in the game, and everybody's going to want to do this squad building challenge, which means it's going to have a pretty strong impact on the market, not just with the cards that link to it, like Isak, Guimaraes, and then, of course, a lot of people are going to want to have that Joel Linton as objective done, so don't forget to complete that. But on top of that, it's going to have a big effect on the SBC fodder market. This is another category that we covered in yesterday's video that we're going to go over really quickly. Boys, we're looking at 85 rated cards under 9K. In fact, they were down at 8.4K just a couple hours ago. If they drop back down to that range today at any point, then buy them. These are great investments, and they're always needed for SBCs, whether it is going to be the Guaranteed TOTS SBCs, which are coming later this week. Maybe even today we could see the first one drop for Eredivisie. I'm not sure, but we don't know what rating it's going to require, but we do know it's going to be one of the most completed SBCs of the year because everybody wants a guaranteed team of the season. And I think that they could probably price this at whatever they wanted for the community TOTS. They could make it an 88 rated or 89 almost, and it would probably be done, especially given the fact that the prices of fodder right now are ridiculously low. Looking at 85, it's 9K. That's very, very low. I picked up a ton today for 8.4, as I said, and I've been stacking my transfer list with those investments. So other than the Ake team of the season that I invested in, I've got like 7 of him. I've got a bunch of 91 rated cards, and I've got now a bunch of 85 rated cards as well, and I got all of them for 8.5K and less. Well, maybe not. That one was 8.7, so I guess I contradicted myself already, but you get the point. Pretty low in price right now and pretty good to invest in. Then 86s at 12K aren't bad. I would try to get closer to 10.5 to 11. 87s at this price are good. 88s at this price are good. 89s at this price are good. 90s at this price are good. And 91s, if you're paying 43 or less, you're looking good on those. I wouldn't go up to 92. I think I would stop there at 91. Any of these are good investments, in my opinion. And even 84s could be good, but they definitely have a little bit more room to drop at the same time if there's no SBCs that drop that require 84s. But again, it just doesn't make any sense not to buy most of these fodder cards. They are going to be required for some big SBCs coming soon. And let's go ahead and hop in to the next SBC that is leaked, which is going to be Chukwueze. Chukwueze, another card for him. So he's going to get a TOTS Moments card. Another quick player, great dribbling, great shooting here, but it's a little tougher to link. So when you're looking at players to link with Chukwueze, the best way to do this for any of the leaked cards is I would go to their club. So we got to go to La Liga, and then once we get there, we'll go to Villarreal. And then once we get to Villarreal, we'll just check out all of the tradable cards on the market that are still usable at this point in the year. And to be honest, it doesn't look like there are any. Maybe Gerard Moreno. I would say that is behind the power curve, which means that there is nothing to to link this Chukwueze for in the club. And then if you wanted to, you could take a look at Nigerian players and maybe find a link through the Nation, because if there's no link through the club, you're going to have to link him from Nation, or he's simply going to be a card that comes off the bench. And here we have Alex Iwobi, but that's an SBC. Can't do that. Can't do Osimhen. You could get Osimhen's inform, but on top of that, he's going to get a card for team of the season here in a couple of weeks, but by then, who cares? You know, this SBC will probably be gone anyway. So with that being said, JJ Okocha is kind of like the only guy that actually gets a link, and I don't know if this Chukwueze SBC is going to impact his card enough. But it's something to look into. If you think that this card is going to be a card that a lot of people want to go out and use, then maybe these cards like JJ Okocha will go up a little bit. I don't think it's going to happen. It's an investment I'm not going to make, at least. Next, we've got Ollie Watkins, which is definitely going to be coming during that Premier League team of the season, maybe a little bit before it, but he's also an SBC or objective that's going to come soon. Now, whether it's an SBC or an objective, it will have an impact on the market if it's good value or easily completed. So with that being said, this is a card that I would look out for, affecting the price of pretty much the entire market of cards that are English. Declan Rice was a card, and of course Declan Rice does not play for the same club, but he's English and in the Premier League, and it's a card that is very, very cheap right now. If we take a look at the community tots, we do have a few players that are in the Premier League, and Declan Rice at 36K or below, I think is a good investment as he goes out of packs, because he is also English, and that's going to help out a lot with that complimentary link to the Ollie Watkins. Then we can also take a look at his club as well. We go to clubs, we go to Premier League, and we'll take a look at any cards from Aston Villa on the game that could be keeping up with the power curve. And looking at this, you have Leon Bailey, and that's about it. And to be honest, his card doesn't seem to keep up with the power curve either. So again, you're going to be looking elsewhere, not at Aston Villa players, for that link. Unfortunately, these are not going to be cards that will go up due to this investment. So those are the three different squad building challenges that we're expecting to come to the game here during this next week. We don't know the exact date that these will drop, but if you get in early enough with your investments and you hold, the patience will pay off, guys, with the SBC fodder, with the complement link investing. Trust the process, guys, and even if it doesn't drop today or it doesn't even drop tomorrow, one of these SBCs is coming very soon, and even if these player SBCs don't come, as I mentioned, we are going to get a guaranteed TOTS SBC for Eredivisie and a guaranteed TOTS SBC for Community Team of the Season. That is coming in the next couple of days. The latest it could come is Thursday. Those are 2 SBCs, so we've either got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There's only 3 options. It's coming very, very soon, and it's going to have a huge impact on the market. Now, it's obviously going to push that fodder up in price, but how is it going to affect the current Community Team of the Season? That's the next question that we need to discuss. And in my opinion, once this Community TOTS SBC does come, I think that pretty much the entire team starts rising, because we're going to see these cards getting closer to going out of packs, so people are going to feel safer when they buy these cards, whether that is the case or not. That is going to push the market up for these cards, and then you're also going to see a lot of people open their Community TOTS guaranteed, and they're not going to get the card they want. You know, most people are going to end up getting Morata, or they're going to end up getting Declan Rice or De Gea or, you know, Kim Min-jae. And most of them aren't going to end up getting the Gabriel Jesus they wanted, or the Coman they wanted, or the Benacer, or the Bernardo Silva. And so they're going to have to go out and finally spend their coins and buy the card they wanted, because it's going out of packs and it's the last chance for them to buy. And so with that being said, I think that, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, these cards will go up. Maybe Friday at 6 p.m. UK with the release of the new Premier League team of the season. The market could really go anywhere at that point, and I think that's something I'm going to cover in tomorrow's video. But at least on Wednesday, Thursday, I'm expecting these cards to go up in price a little bit. And we're already seeing a little bit of a rise. So yes, they could drop slightly today if that SBC doesn't come out. But I think that these cards will continue to see a nice trend upwards. Ake is an investment that I made, obviously. He's up to 224, 225 right now. And we got that card a couple days ago. If you've been keeping up with the daily uploads, we got that card for 190 to 195,000 coins when the guaranteed or not the guaranteed, but the 5 Netherlands rare player cards. That pack dropped in an SBC for the daily SBC, and it was tradable, and so it brought the entire market for Dutch Team of the Season cards down. This card, of course, dropped a lot farther than people expected it to during the week, so it was always going to rebound a little bit. There's still a lot of supply coming through, but the next one of those I'm expecting, guys, is going to be English, right? It would make sense. Now, it doesn't guarantee that that's going to happen, but if Eredivisie's TOTS was out this week and they dropped a 5 Netherlands rare player pack into an SBC, it would only make sense for next week's SBCs, whether that's Premier League, and I don't know what the second league is quite yet, but it only makes sense for them to do 5 English rare players as the next guaranteed pack for a daily SBC. So that's going to bring down the price of all of the English players that are in packs at the time. So if you're going to make an investment in any of the cards from Premier League TOTS on Friday, just make sure they're not English, or make sure you sell them before content on the next day. That's all I got to say about that. Next up, we've got the La Liga Team of the Season vote, and with La Liga's Team of the Season vote being now and Premier League's vote being last week, we have the assumption that on Friday, Premier League TOTS is going to drop, and the next Friday, it's going to be La Liga. So with that being said, let's hop into the vote. I'm doing this blind. I don't even know who the nominees to this are yet, and with that being said, I also don't watch a ton of La Liga. I definitely have caught, a couple, maybe a dozen games this season, but definitely not enough to make a very accurate vote. So with that being said, I'm going to vote for the players who are a mix of who I think deserve it, but also who I want to see get the cards in FIFA. So first up, it's Ter Stegen, and with Barcelona only conceding 9 goals, I think, all season, that's ridiculous. And as much as I would love to vote for Courtois, I already have his Team of the Year card packed. I don't need him to get a Team of the Season. I definitely don't need him to get a Team of the Season that's higher rated than my already existing Courtois. I'm not having that. So I'm going to vote for Ter Stegen there. Next up, I'm going to throw Eder Militao at one of the center backs. I think he deserves it. And then the rest of these center backs, I can't believe Araujo isn't in the nominees. Of course, he already got a TOTS moment, but he deserved to get an actual Team of the Season, in my opinion. With that being said, I really don't know who else to go with. I think I'll go with Jimenez. I'll go Koundé at right back, and I will go... Did Gaia have a good season? I have no idea, but at least I know who he is. Next up, we're into the midfield. This might be a little bit easier for me. Camavinga could play left back. If he was a defender, I would have thrown him at left back. I know he's been playing left back a lot for Real Madrid recently, both in La Liga, but also in the UCL. Next up, we're going to go with De Jong in the midfield. That card is always really, really good. And then, Modric is a very safe bet. He's always good. You've also got Pedri. You've also got Kroos. You've also got Gavi. There are a lot of options. Gabri Veiga had a great season, or Veiga had a great season, so he probably deserves to get in too. But we're going to go with all reliable Luka Modric. And then up top, I actually do think I know who I want to go with up here. There are 3 obvious choices to this, and as much as Enes Unal had a incredible season for Getafe, and the fact that he scored so many goals for such a terrible team really shows how good he is, I've got to throw Lewandowski in before him. That's the La Liga's top scorer this year. How can you leave the top scorer out of the starting 11 for the TOTS vote? But on top of that, I think Benzema deserves to get in too, so I'm just going to throw him in the team as well. I know they're both strikers. I know it doesn't make a ton of sense to put him at right wing, but we're going to do it. I could throw Griezmann there and get another Frenchman. That would make more sense to throw on the right, but we're not going to do that because Vinicius Jr. is going to go on the left. So, you can swap those however you want, but that's going to be my vote for La Liga Team of the Season. Let me know what you guys would change down below.